Further to my Facebook posts, I make this video for Tracy Paternostro, who is forcibly locked up in Midland Psychiatric Facility in Western Australia since the 11th of April. That's more than 8 days. She was locked up by her husband. This is the 8th time he's locked her up, using the police to lock her up in psychiatric facilities, so I dare say there's a divorce on the way there. She rang me several times, and I continue to articulate for her freedom. The government workers who should be jailed over this are Luke Williams and Devendra Makesar, M-A-K-E-S-A-R. They should be jailed. All psychiatrists should be jailed, and their government workers. They've got about 12 people locked up there, she's told me. Other people locked up, members of the public have told me. Philippa Watson is locked up in the same psychiatric facility in Midland, and Jeremy Martin locked up in Wyong Psychiatric Facility in New South Wales. Forcibly locking up Australian citizens in psychiatric facilities is torture, and then forcibly drugging Australian citizens in psychiatric facilities or their own homes is torture as well. They also kill Australian citizens with psychiatric practice all over the world for over 200 years and over 100 years in Australia. Not only should the politicians who are doing this in Australia be jailed, their political parties should be deregistered as well. That's Liberal, Labor, Greens and the Nationals. One Nation politicians are doing nothing. I've written to them. They won't stop it, and Xenophon politicians won't stop it. They should all be jailed. Their parties should be deregistered. All the politicians in Australia need to be jailed for torture and killing Australian citizens in government facilities and in their own homes, using the police like Nazism to hunt people down and lock them up and drug them. And all the government workers involved should be jailed. All the psychiatrists should be jailed. All the politicians, judges, magistrates, police, all the public trust government workers should be jailed. They're stealing off their victims through the public trust. All the government people who are supporting this psychiatric genocide in Australia need to be jailed, and their parties need to be deregistered. To stop this psychiatric torture and killing going on in Australia and throughout the world. They need to be jailed. The public must demand it. And people in the public who support government torture and murder in psychiatric facilities and prisons, they should be jailed as well to stop it. This is a horrific, violent, government destructive torture killing machine throughout the world and in Australia. It must be abolished. We must fight for freedom for their victims. We must have the political and government people jailed for what they've done to the public for over 100 years in Australia of government psychiatric torture and murder. They must be punished. They must be stopped. Thank you.